Hey everybody, this is X-Wing ROJ playing Subnautica on the PS5. This is walkthrough video number 4. So we're starting out here. Today we're going to hunt down the remaining blueprint fragments for the mobile vehicle bay, as well as the Grav Trap and beacon blueprints. I'm going to get those. So to start with, we're going to head over here to our static start point, this piece of coral here. Because no matter where you spawn, this coral is always in the same spot. Where your spawn point is not. So what we're doing is we're going to, you're going to go due north. We're going to go about 500 meters total. You'll see from this that I didn't just head out 500 meters. I kind of looked around a little bit as I went. The reason for that is because I wasn't 100% sure the exact spot of where this stuff was. I just knew it was up in that area from past experience. And since I don't have a beacon yet, I didn't put one up there at the start point. It'll deviate a little bit, but not enough to take you off. As long as you're on, you go due north from that piece of coral sticking up out of the water, you will see what I'm seeing here. Though you may not go over the, so you might be a few meters to the left or right. But that stuff's just salvage. It's not what I was looking for. Looking around here. And line up back in the north again and keep going. And there's life pod 3. I suppose you could have just you could just go to turn on the waypoint for the life pod 3 and just go there and go due north from that. That would get you pretty much in the same position. Here's a cargo box, and there is our first mobile vehicle bay fragment for this video. If you remember, I got the first one in the last video, so that makes number 2. Need one more to finish it off. That's a shark. It's usually very aggressive and pretty persistent. It'll come after you in the sea moth. Kind of surprised it's not coming after me now. And here's our last mobile vehicle bay fragment. With that blueprint, we can build that, and then we can build our sea moth. Grab a couple of ingredients here or there. So I look back here, so you can see it was 501 meters from my life pod. Yours is going to be a little different than that, obviously, because you're probably going to spawn in a slightly different location. The coral that sticks up out of the water is just to the right of my life pod, maybe another 10 to 20 meters. So, it's going to be, maybe 510, 520 meters total from that coral. And here's another mobile vehicle bay fragment. And another one. So they're kind of spread out in this area. You just head north from that piece of coral that sticks out of the water, and you'll find it. Guaranteed. There's plenty of them. So as I head back towards my life pod, so that I can build these things, I am now seeing this piece of wreckage here. I had forgotten about this one. I do not remember what's inside of it. However, the only access is that door right there, and that requires a laser cutter, which we don't have yet. Need 2 diamonds, and I need the sea moth before I can get the diamonds. You may be able, if you're lucky, you may be able to swim down to where the diamonds are and get a couple. But the ones that are there, they can have easy access to, or kind of randomized, because you're gonna be breaking one of the shale outcroppings. Rather than limestone or sandstone, you're going to be breaking a shale outcropping, and it has a chance of dropping diamonds. And that's the only diamonds that you're realistically going to get access to without a sea moth, and it's not going to be very many. You might be able to get down there, grab a couple of lithium, a couple of magnetite, and if you're lucky, a couple of diamonds. But the sea moth enables you to go much further. So that's our first Grav Trap fragment. And this is our first beacon fragment. And this is on the way back to the coral roundabout, a slightly different. But there you can see the wreckage here, and that's where it's at. That finishes the Grav Trap. There's a lot of sea glide fragments here. I got some more titanium since I already have it. Now this wreckage here is very sparse, and it's not that it's easy to miss if you go over it with the sea glide, because the holographic map that the sea glide generates kind of blocks off all your lower view. There's another beacon fragment, and that will finish that. And you can see there's a few more, so there's plenty. It's not like there's only barely enough for to make it. Most of the technology fragments that you have to scan will have more than you need spread across the landscape. Top off our air, we're getting low. That's a great thing about the sea moth, is you don't have to keep going to the surface to top off your air. That's a trash can. I already got the trash can. Which is why you need it to go get diamonds and whatnot, because you can take the sea moth down to 200 meters, and then you can swim down from there, and then you only got to come back to the sea moth in order to refresh your oxygen. The sea moth generates oxygen, so every time you get into it, it tops off your oxygen. Just like your base does, provided it has power. Yeah, sea moth, of course, it also has to have power. If the power cells reach 0%, it'll shut down, it won't move, and it won't generate oxygen either. So, same goes with the prawn, same goes with the cyclops, which is the big sub. Now, cyclops has 6 power cells that you can put into it. And you need at least one of them to have power in order for it to work. But so we're back. Now I don't have all the materials I need to build the mobile vehicle bay. I build this computer chip here, and when I do that, it automatically unlocks the blueprint for the advanced wiring kit, which we'll need later, but we don't right now. But I don't have the materials to make 2 more batteries, which I'll need to make a power cell, which I'll need to make a mobile vehicle bay.
The builder tool
That there
is designed to construct habitats capable of withstanding extreme environmental conditions.
Was the habitat builder, which is what you use to build your base, and all of the furniture and fabricators, anything else you put inside your base. But anyhow, so like I was saying about not having the materials I need to make the power cell, the batteries which are needed to make the power cell. So I'm just going to edit out as I hop out to go grab some copper and some acid mushrooms. I've showed you guys in a previous video where to look for those, so there's no need for me to include that in this video. We'll cut it down for time's sake, and I'll go out and get that and edit that out. I got everything else. So I've gone out and I've got the acid mushrooms and the copper. We'll make 2 batteries. And then we'll make the power cell. And then we'll build the mobile vehicle bay. If you think that power cell is nice, you just wait till you can get a hold of the ion batteries and ion power cells. So the mobile habitat, or mobile vehicle bay rather, you have to equip that on your quick action bar there at the bottom in order to deploy it. I'm going to deploy this and I'm going to build or start my base. So I'm grabbing all the titanium since that's the most heavily used material in base building. Quartz is used a lot too, because quartz is used to make glass in this game rather than silicone, which is what we use in real life. I needed to check the blueprint for the rooms to make sure I had everything I needed, and I didn't want to do that while I was underwater and using up my oxygen. So, but I need to grab the couple of items I need for that scanner room. That's going to be the first thing I build. Like I said, I like to start my room with once I get the blueprint for the scanner room, or start my base once I get the blueprint for the scanner room. Just because, you know, again, it's going to be 100 meters down. It just saves me from having to go up to the surface of the water every time, or as often. And because of where I'm locating it, it'll provide quicker access to the caves that I'll need to go to. You can build your base anywhere, but it just makes sense to put it near the areas where you want to, that you need access to. I can't think of any place that's shallower than 100 meters that would be, beneficial location for the base. You definitely don't want to build at or above the surface, because once you get your moon pool, that has to be submerged in order to operate. Now you can build rooms above the water, especially if you want to build multi-levels, but it becomes more and more difficult. Just because you can, it's easier to build the base from the outside than the inside, and you can swim up above where you're building the base when it's underwater, whereas you cannot do that in the open air. Oh, Mr. Stalker. So I'm heading toward the waypoint for LifePod 17. Gotta take my leisure time because I'm also looking to grab a couple more pieces of copper. So a few things you want to make sure you build in your base. You won't see that in this video though, so we'll cover that in the next video. For now, I'll just get you started on the base. And there's the entrance to the one cave system to the left there. Grab these. That was a copper, that's good. I still need titanium, of course, because I'm building the base. So I'm going to build right next to this trench here, as that's the entrance to the cave there. Go up and top off my air. We'll start with the scanner room. Now, because you're eventually going to build a moon pool, unless you're going to make a multi-level, multi-floor base, you want to make sure you are off the ocean floor. If you build a foundation first, you'll have more structural stability to begin with. but you can't put a moon bay on a foundation either. A foundation also gives you a place to put exterior grow beds once you get some blueprints for that. But again, I don't need grow beds because I don't need to eat food in this difficulty level. Now you can also use the grow beds for generating biomass to operate your bioreactor, but I don't use a bioreactor either. So a habitat tool are out and ready. We'll build the scanner room first. Now I made the mistake. I thought the scanner rooms, see these connector tubes up there in the top row of that. I thought you could build or connect connector tubes to two sides of the scanner room. It turns out it's only one. Either that or this thing just isn't working for me. But it wouldn't let me build on the one side. I put a T connector on this side. I had planned to put my future moon pool on the other side, but like I said, it wouldn't let me connect a connection tube in there. So I'll put a T connector here. Then I'll put a hatch on the end of it here. Before I can do that, I need to pick up a quartz. Let me grab one off the floor here. And we'll throw that on the end here. And this is a good place where it's up, near the wall there. And as a result, you can't build anything else there. So
oxygen production offline.
Now, no power means no oxygen. So pay attention to your oxygen if you're in your base and you have no power, because that oxygen meter keeps getting smaller. At this point, the only power generation you can build is a solar panel. You have the blueprints for a bioreactor, but you need a multi-purpose room to put it in if you want to go that route. Bioreactors are too much maintenance for me, so I just put the couple of solar panels on it, which generate more energy than I need for overnight. As a result, my base stays powered through the night, so I don't have to worry about running out of power, because the solar panels each generate 75 energy, but they also store 75 energy. So when the sun goes down, you have 75 energy, and the base will keep operating until you run out of that energy or the sun comes back up, or unless the sun comes back up first, rather. I'll put 2 solar panels on this base. For now, I'll probably add a third one later when I build the moon pool. And the reason for that is, because I don't want it. I want it, going in and out of the base, even when it's nighttime. I want to be able to fill up my oxygen without having to go all the way to the surface of the water. So here's the first solar panel. I need some more materials to build the second one. You want to be wary if you build your base where stalkers are, because they will come in and they will grab your cameras off your scanner room, and they will swim off with them. Now you can go to the scanner room and take control of the camera drones and pilot them back to your base, provided they don't take them too far away. I've had stalkers take them over 130 meters away. I believe the effective range is somewhere in the vicinity of 300 meters. Once they get out beyond 300 meters, you can't see anything. And it may be less than that. I'm not sure. I haven't really tested it. I haven't piloted them out that far. In fact, I don't really use them. They're basically used for recon. Like you could take it here and go take it down into the entrance to that cave there and just kind of explore around down there. But I'd much rather take a sea moth with me and explore with that. That way, if I come across anything that I want, I can just pick it up. So this is the base initially, and that's going to be it for this video, and we'll continue on to the next one. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, and we'll see you next time.
Welcome aboard, Captain.